All right. Hey, what is good, party people? We're waiting on Jack. He is running a little bit late, but I do have some housekeeping to do here with you guys. First of all, let's get that ticker up and running here. So we're running with gray today. I want to switch it up, you know, uh, based off of things in the world, and things are looking pretty gray, right? You can agree with that, I think. Uh, as far as today's show, actually, hey, Jack, what is good, homie? Hello. How we doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, man. I was just trying to go over. I was trying to explain that we switched the theme, like the ticker, show to show, to try to base it off of what's going on, how glum things are looking. So
Yes.
for right now, the world is kind of in a dark place, I'd say.
Yeah, and it has been for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. So I figured gray.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I figured gray would be a good one to go with here today. But man, this might be our most jam-packed topic show I think we've had
Yeah.
since maybe Terrifying 20. I think, dude.
I got my Celsius right here, my energy. Did you have your protein today? Did you lift?
I did. I got my steps in, if that counts.
Oh, you're not a gym bro?
No. I mean, at one point in my life, I was, and you want to know why? At one point, I was because I fell into the TikTok trap of like this motivational bullshit, to where it's like
your winter arc.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like you know what? If your heart gets broken,
yeah,
I'll see you in the gym, bro.
Why does it? That goes for guys and girls, because guys, it's she broke my heart, and then on Valentine's Day, it's the gym is my girlfriend. But then girls do it in a different way, because then after they get their hearts broken by some dude, they're like, oh, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go to nursing school. I'm going to be in my hot girl era. I'm like, why did it take your heartbreak to want to better your career or anything? Like, why couldn't you do that before or after the guy? But the same thing goes for guys. I'm not bashing guys or girls, kind of more just a controlled criticism. Like, why does it take that
devastating happening to
go to the gym? Like, I've been kind of lazy lately, but like I've been decently physically active enough with or without a girl in my life.
No, and dude, you want to know what? You want to know that I've noticed is that when I don't have stuff like that going on in my life, it gives me more motivation to make me want to do those.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to be a better person. Not to say that like the reason that I'm single or I'm going through a drought is because that I'm not going to the gym, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. And honestly, gym culture has become an annoyance to me.
Like, go ahead.
I'm kind of at a point to where I really think that there should be gender separate fucking gyms, dude.
Yeah, like I've just said before, like to you and other people, like we're trying to make gym and churches the new nightclub.
Because
now it's like,
especially churches. Like, I understand the point of a church is to like absolve your sins and stuff.
Yeah. And now I see videos of these mega churches, and it looks like you're at like a fucking hip hop concert.
Yo, I seen a meme. I put it up on Facebook. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it really made me laugh. And it was like, Jesus, 6 p.m. parking lot. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, is this gonna be like a throwdown? Like, what? Is this like Jesus versus Satanists? Like,
I remember in like middle school, there was all these kids, because there's like the city part of Yakima, but there's like the pretty rural, like country side of it too. And where I went to school is kind of like directly in between that. So there was both ends. There was kids like me, but then there was also these fucking country bumpkins, and they would like and like me, like I just was cool with everybody like my whole life, like I still am, like, and like these like country bumpkin ass kids would like they'd be like, hey, you see that kid over there? I'm like, yeah I do. And he's like, I beat him up at church. I'm like, what the fuck's going on at your church?
That defeats the fucking purpose of church.
But they would talk about it like this was a normal thing, like all the time.
Yeah.
But going back to what we're talking about, like a lot of people from what I've seen, just videos and shit, like they like cancel their gym memberships and like get weights for their garage and shit because like they're tired. Like some people actually just want to lift some weights and fucking walk on a treadmill, but like you can't do that like all the time because there's guys and girls setting up their fucking tripod and shit for their next Instagram reel.
Yeah, and that also led to something that, thank God that this trend ended. But remember, not too long ago, people were like setting up tripods to go like grocery shopping.
Oh yeah, a day in the life. The dude, that one guy, Drew Walls.
Yeah,
he was the black guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just very glad that is a thing.
And someone saw that Drew Walls guy out in the wild, and they watched him like take like 8 different takes of him backing his car into a spot.
Yeah, and then it was like, and then and then you got to think too, like the effort it takes. Okay, I'm gonna set up my tripod, and then I'm gonna walk through the door 3-4 times.
Yeah, and then there's that other dude, the skinny white dude in Texas, the one that went like really popular. Like they wrote articles about him. Like he's like making bank and sponsorships, like and all that stuff, and that's great. Like that's the goal, but. Like, dude, I just want to go throughout my day. I don't want to fucking set a camera up and down and set up a tripod. Like, I just want to go about my day. Like, that's the same thing. Like, you see on YouTube and shit, like, people will film an entire concert on their phone and put it on YouTube. It's like, dude, I just want to enjoy shit. Like, was there a time when I was younger and I, like, tried to create envy, like, showing that I was going to cool stuff? Yeah. But like now I'm like, dude, I barely care about like when I go to wrestling or something, I barely care about taking pictures or videos.
Well, dude, because it used to be about the moment, and it used to be about the story. Like that was a conversation starter where you can be like, oh, dude, one time I see Metallica, and they'll be like, oh shit, like what was that like? And you can go like 20 minutes and be like, oh, dude. You wouldn't believe it. You have to experience it, and now everyone can experience it.
Everybody could just watch it for free. But and I saw a video. It was some Green Day concert within the last month, and the lead singer Billy Joe Armstrong literally said to the crowd, like, "Let's all just put our phones down for 2 songs. Let's be in the moment here." He's like, I promise your friends are gonna believe you that you went to the Green Day concert.
Yeah, you have nothing to prove. You don't have to prove it to me that you went to a concert, dude. It's a common thing, and I believe that you went to do it. Now, if you're saying like, yo, I was front row at WrestleMania 40, I kind of want to see proof of that. You know what I mean? But if I'm just at a show or whatever, I believe you. I believe you. I really do.
And even if someone didn't, like, I just don't even like care if anyone knows what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. Like I don't. When I was younger, I would try to tell people all about it, and now I'm like, oh, if it comes up in conversation, cool. But like I rarely like let people know my work, like what I'm doing. It's like that's one thing. It's not something that we were planning to talk about, but it's something that I think that is important that we should talk about. Is when you have a work life and then you have a life outside of work, keep those things separated. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because unfortunately, employment in these companies, it's very cutthroat shit. And I don't think I've ever told the story on here, I think I told it to you before though, but there was a point when Brock Lesnar during his first run, he was up for a contract extension, and him and Paul Heyman have always been really close, and they were on a flight together, and Brock was like, "I want to share something with you," and he was like, "Yeah, sure, dude, you can trust me," and he goes, "My wife is pregnant," and Paul Heyman told him straight up, "Do not fucking mention that." Because if you mention that, then the company has leverage to go, okay, now you have more to lose now.
And you can go be on, leave because your kid was born, and then you lose your spot on the pecking.
Yeah, dude. And then the offer that's on the table is gonna be a lot less because they know that you have more to provide for now. It's not just you. You have a wife and a kid that's added in. They go, okay, well, that shaves about 20 million off because he's going to take it because now he has more to lose.
So basically what I do is I just I don't think many people, especially at my job, know much more about me besides the fact that I'm a fucking sports fan. Cause they don't need to. If an employer finds out that you're has you on all your social media and sees you're having a good time and shit, they can be like, is he having too much fun? Are we paying him too much?
Right. And it's it's a big part of it is fucking jealousy, dude. A really big part of it is jealousy because let's say, because there's a hierarchy at work. If you've been there longer, you're going to make more or whatever. Yeah. And they see you as some new guy doing something that they can't afford to do. That's going to produce jealousy, man.
100%.
Like some guy that's been there 20 years and he has a family of 4 and he sees you at a UFC event. Yeah. That might rub him the wrong way, dude.
And that's why I literally don't even tell them what I'm doing unless they straight up ask me. I really don't. And then I don't even bring it up again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I have a really good connection with one person at my work, but it's a very trust-based thing. She trusts me with shit and she, I trust her with shit. But none of it gets out because of our level of trust. But everybody else, all they know about me is that I gamble and I watch sports. That's it. That's the extent that you fucking know about me. That this other girl, she knows me in and out, and I know her in and out, and I like it that way. As long as there's a level of trust there that you're comfortable sharing. But yeah, don't broadcast your shit to coworkers and managers and stuff like that because it will be used against you.
It definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why when I hear people talk oh, we did this and this and blah blah, we're going to Mexico, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you want to know what? When I hear shit like that and they go, I went to Mexico, I went to Europe, and they're broadcasting it.
Yeah.
The first thing that goes through my mind is, I hope you enjoyed it because you might not be getting the next one out of this place. Right. You know what I mean? It's just the way it goes. I want to jump into something here that's at the end of our ticker here. I fucking don't look like Sam Hyde. God damn it. Okay. It was a bad picture. But
it happens to all of us.
I see where people are coming from because I leaned a little bit and I got the beard and stuff. And it's not a diss. I fucking love Sam Hyde. He's great. He's really funny, dude. And whatever. But I just want to make it be known I do not look like Sam Hyde. God damn it.
Do you remember that one political commentator named Jack Posobiec?
Yeah. Posobiec, whoever the fuck.
Yeah. So years ago, when I still had short hair, online WWE man, rest in peace, literally said that I looked. Literally said that I looked.
Homie. Yeah.
He said I looked like him.
Back then, I could probably see it back then.
Back what?
Like a few years ago. Not anymore, but the similarities.
I forget. I honestly gotta look up a picture of him because I've never seen him.
Yeah, I mean, because shit, Phil was what about Jesus, man? Especially in his heyday, I want to say because he really blew up like right around Trump's first run. So that would have been about like 8 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I had known him since 2014, but he really blew up during when social media basically just shifted to this political brigade. That's when he really blew up.
Really activist shit.
He was on a Fox News article with Trump. Have you seen that?
Yeah. He like signed something for him, right?
Yeah, he has a signed Trump hat.
Yeah.
I mean, God, who knows where it is now? It's probably with his parents, but yeah.
If it was me, you're putting that shit in my casket, dude.
Yeah, right. Burying him,
ass, dude. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. All right. We talked about this last night over text. The International Super Bowl. Now, supposedly they're trying to say that it's not their top priority, which I don't believe that, because if it wasn't your top priority, then why are you force feeding me London games for the past fucking 3
straight weeks? 3 straight weeks. There's been 2 of them have Jacksonville in it because they don't.
Well, also, yeah. And they like take pride in it. They're like, we're London's team. Well, then go fucking over there and be London's team. Then.
Yeah, you know, I was talking with my dad about that because the Vikings played in London a few weeks ago too.
Yeah,
and it was like there's talk that because the Khans have all these connections to England because they own a Premier League.
Yeah.
That they would move them there, but then my dad was like, nobody would want to go there in free agency then.
Well, dude, not only that, imagine the fucking travel, dude.
Yeah, because think about it. If you play if you're, a West Coast team, if you're the 49ers, so your longest flight on a road game is 4 hours if you're going to play in New York or Florida.
Right.
But then the Jacksonville would still have 8 road games, so they'd have to go on a 10-hour flight, 8+ time, to and back.
Yeah.
For 8 games.
And another angle of it too is you can really fuck up a fucking team's year just off of that one fucking game, dude.
Yeah, because they're not accustomed to the time or
dude. And then you're getting prepared, and then you got a 10-hour flight, and then jet lag, and like I just don't like it. Like, I get that they want to grow the game. I get it. Yeah. It's just that Super Bowl is United States, dude.
Yeah, it's our sport. It was invented in America. Yeah, they don't play the Premier League Cup in America. Like,
right, and like that might rub some people the wrong way because like America gets the World Cup sometimes from time to time.
Yeah, we're getting the Olympics too in 2026.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing to me.
Or no, World Cup in 2026. But Olympics are coming up.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing to me.
Yeah, because that's everyone from all over the world.
And it's always been that way to where someone's chosen. It's not.
Yeah, it's like WrestleMania. It's like getting a WrestleMania. You got to bid for it.
Right. And it's just not the same thing to me, and I don't know. It really bothers me because, number one, football is an American sport. And there's a history here of it happened. I mean, the stadiums kind of stay the same for the most part, indoor, sometimes you get an outdoor MetLife kind of thing,
or Tampa a few years ago with Brady.
Yeah, but so it's either warm climate, indoors, or a wild card.
Completely neutral, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that they don't.
I don't think they would, at least not anytime soon, because it's a bid process, like we were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, I was reading that that it's taken top priority over getting the WrestleMania over there. So they are trying.
WrestleMania, yeah, I mean, I guess, but they're better off with the WrestleMania.
I think so too.
Now,
because imagine a WrestleMania at fucking 2 PM. That would be fun, dude.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
The next pay-per-view over here in Vancouver, Canada, Survivor Series is starting at 2 p.m. for some reason.
Yeah, so it'll be 2:30 for you and 5:30 for me, which is fine, dude. So
Yeah.
like, 9 o'clock. Hey man, I have my whole night ahead of me. Whatever, fine with me.
I still going back to the international thing. I still remember when the Buffalo Bills were horrible, so nobody wanted to go to their games, so they'd play a game or two in Toronto.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When
now they're good. Now they're good, so they don't want to give away any of their home games for that.
Yeah, and then there's another part of this too, and it's the reason why that you might see Dallas do a game in London as an away team, but Jerry Jones refuses, and they've asked him 100 times. He said, "I am never giving up a home game because of the amount of money that he generates from having a game at Texas Stadium. He'd have to be an idiot to fucking to give up a home game and give it to London."
I think the Vikings won a few weeks ago was considered a home game, but we only play a London game like once every few years, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
it's not like Jacksonville where they're so bad and nobody wants to go to their games, so then they give away 2 home games to go play in England.
Yeah, and like it. I mean, I guess there's no way around it. Someone has to lose a home game.
Yeah. There was the Seahawks played in Germany like 2 years ago or last year.
Yeah.
And there was the game in Brazil at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a preseason game a long time ago in China, but it never happened.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That'd be horrible.
It was it was supposed to be like the mid 2000s when they used to have the NFL Europe League.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
Back in the day, you used to be able to play as those teams on Madden.
Yeah.
2004, you could be the Amsterdam Admirals.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and like they randomly play American football like in Japan, but it's like super taboo. Like I literally looked up like basically the Super Bowl of American football in Japan, and it's like actually a thing.
Really? Is it? Wow.
Yeah. And do you remember Trayvon Boykin from TCU, the quarterback?
Yeah.
And he was the backup for the Seahawks for like a year or two, and then he got in trouble for domestic violence a bunch of times.
Yeah.
There was a Crime in Sports about him, and I listened to it. And he's playing professional football in Mexico, in Tijuana. So they have American football in Mexico too.
Do they use that as like a developmental league kind of thing?
I don't know. I just think it's for guys who aren't good enough, because I feel like the stupid spring leagues in America.
Yeah, like the UFL and shit.
Or UFL or whatever it's called now that they merged. Like there's always a couple guys who get picked up for training camp, and so I think they use that the most. I haven't seen, there was a guy, this is almost like 10, I think this might have been the same year we drafted Bridgewater. The Vikings drafted a wide receiver from Germany, but he never he didn't make the final cut. But he was like playing football, pro football in Germany, and like the field literally looked like a crappy high school field.
Yeah, dude, they ain't got the funding to fucking make it look like we do, And speaking of this, before we get on to another topic, so there's certain people that I see online who comment about sports who have no business commenting about sports. Okay. Yeah. And this guy, he goes, baseball is so funny to me. Every baseball stadium should look the same, just like in football. Like, no, every baseball stadium shouldn't look the same. Part of the charm of the game is that each sport is different.
That's why, like, every sports fan's bucket list is to, like, visit all the ballparks or most of them.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the charm of baseball. Because, like, if you go to, like, how many times have you ever heard someone say, oh, I want to go to every NBA arena or every football stadium? Because, like,
no point.
The newer ones are cool, but, like, in a way, they're kind of the same. But, like, you think about, Fenway Park, Green Monster, Wrigley Field, the
Ivy. Yeah. Yeah. Yankee Stadium, short porch.
San Francisco Giants. It's right by the ocean, like right over the
big
fucking
giant glove. You know what I mean? Like every park has its own charm to it, and like to me, like that adds to a part of it.
Well, back in the day, they used to, in like the 80s and 90s, they'd have those multi-purpose stadiums, and like a bunch of them looked the same. Like the Braves, Cincinnati, a bunch of teams looked the same. They were just like those circular fields. I remember my dad told me that because I was watching this documentary about the 91 World Series, the Braves and Twins, and it showed where the Braves used to play at the time. And my dad's like, yeah, back then, like half the team's stadiums just looked identical because they were all the multi-purpose stadiums.
Yeah, and then the other part of it too is that like I like that the dimensions are different. So like a home run in one place might not be a home run in a different place. Like
hitter-friendly parks.
Yes, like Seattle. You got to really hammer that motherfucker to get it out of there. You know, but then like Great American Ballpark, you could have a gust of wind that can fucking give you a home run.
Fenway Park, not a very hitter-friendly park.
Right. The monster giveth and the monster taketh away. Because if you hit it high enough, it's going out. If you hit it hard enough, it's banging off the fucking wall.
It's kind of like back when the Twins had the Metrodome in right field. They had that big like plastic because like they had all the extra seats and like there was this big tarp thing in the outfield that was kind of like
I actually loved that thing.
Yeah, they called it. They used to call it the. I can't remember why, but they used to call it the baggie. They'd be like, "Oh, he hit it off the baggie."
Yeah, and like maybe I was in the minority, but I actually liked that, dude. I enjoyed it. It had like I said, it had like a special charm to it, dude.
Yeah, it was. I think I went to a lot of games there actually as a kid. I would go like every summer. But like the very last time I went there, you could tell that like you're like, oh, this is why we're getting a new stadium. Because when you go to those really old stadiums, the what do you call it? The concourses are like super like thin, like super.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this is why they're building new stadiums because everybody's getting too fat. So we need bigger concourses.
Yeah. Which you know, I mean, I'm not saying that they're ruining baseball because a lot of the new rules that they came up with, I do enjoy them. Like I thought I was gonna hate the fucking pitch clock.
Yeah, and then you don't even really notice it, and then it's kind of like, oh, the games are a little bit quicker, so I can't complain.
No.
When you're watching a game, you can't even tell. I mean, unless you're legit, like, unless you're thinking about it and looking at it, you can't even tell.
Yeah, and like I never really noticed until recently just how long that these pitchers, and I'm sure it was a mind game thing, but how long these pitchers would go between pitches, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there taking their sweet fucking time and shit, and it's like, dude, come on.
Off the rubber, on the rubber, off the rubber, on the rubber. Yeah. I'm okay with the pitch clock. I'm instant replay, great. The only thing I'm not that big of a fan of is the runner on second.
Which
they don't do that in the playoffs, I think, right?
Yeah. I was about to say, thankfully, they don't do it in the playoffs, but I hate that ghost runner bullshit, dude.
Because it's like that's not cool. Because then if the reliever comes in, he's basically already in a fucking jam,
right? And so like I get the thinking behind it, right? Because previously in extras, everyone's dream as a kid is you want to hit a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
To win
and
the
now
game.
All it takes is a single.
Right. But also it's a double-edged sword because the next team is getting the same advantage.
Yeah.
So you're not really shortening the game because all the next guy has to do is get a fucking single and keep it going.
It's the only thing I'm not really a fan of, but everything else I'm cool with.
Yeah. They've done a pretty good job, I gotta say.
I didn't see that earlier. Liam Payne's leap of faith.
Well, it was. I mean, we can get into that now or save it for later because I think that there's a lot more to that than what they're gonna tell us.
Yeah.
You know, but we can get into that now, or we can save it for later. It's up to you.
Yeah, if you got it on your mind now, that's fine.
Yeah. So I was talking about this with somebody yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, the day after it first happened. And a part of it was like everyone wants that life, dude. Like everybody wants the fame and the fortune and all that shit, but they don't consider the stress that comes with it. And apparently he was going through something with either an ex. I'm assuming an ex because one of his last pictures was with his current girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And things seem fine, but that doesn't really mean much.
Well, it's like Chester Bennington, like 2 days after he died, or 2 days before he died, killed himself. He was on a beach vacation, smiling with his family.
Right. Yeah. So like pictures and social media doesn't really. It doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell any of the story, actually.
People always say, like, oh, mental health awareness, check up on your quiet friends. It's like, no, honestly, keep tabs on everybody, because that's not always the case. Like, you'll see people who are, a lot of times, like, these people who take their lives, whether they're famous or not, they seem great.
Yeah. And that's a social, not so well. Yeah, it's a societal stigma, especially as a dude, because as a dude, you're expected to have everything under control.
Yeah.
And when you don't, you feel weak, and you feel like that if you talk to somebody about something, and you're like, I'm not really feeling too well mentally or whatever, that someone's either going to give you really shitty advice or tell you to get over it.
Or say nut up or shut up.
Right. Yeah, like man up kind of stuff. Whereas women have us beat on this because, number one, they fucking lie to each other all the time. Yeah. And two, the other end of it is that they're really supportive of each other outwardly. Now, like on the other side of it, all they do is talk shit about each other.
Yeah, that's good. I learned that pretty early on, like in high school, actually, because I remember this girl I knew in high school. They were like, oh, she's a skank, she has fucking STDs, blah blah. And then what's funny is I had a class with both of them.
Yeah,
acted like they were best friends.
That's what I'm saying. And then like I don't, women like, and again, this is something that we've spoken on before, not on here, but personally, is that just like men want the best for each other. Like, I want you to succeed, you want me to succeed, right? Yeah. For women, in the back of their mind, they don't want them to succeed.
They don't, and that's like why the Kevin Samuels shit. Like, he literally said that single women keeping women single, because if you get in a really good relationship, or I do, and it's like good for us, and it's not toxic, we're gonna be supportive of that. We're not gonna be envious. And like, girls can tend to do it the other way, where even if the guy is, decent, he's not a douchebag, he's not a slime ball, they'll find something wrong with him to fucking get her on it.
But they don't really find anything wrong with them. They're jealous that they found something that they couldn't find. And they're just like, oh, I want that for myself. Whereas like if you find like a fucking long-term girlfriend, that turns into more, like I want that for you.
Yeah.
Like, I want the best for you, and just across the board for men. Obviously there's piece of shit men that act a different way, but largely speaking, men look out for each other.
There is that minority of dudes who like will drop everything at the tip of a hat for a girl, and will like, hey,
trust me,
we know about it. We know about it. I guess we're not going to say names, but we know about it. But like, they'll drop everything at the tip of a hat. They'll stop hitting up all their friends and stuff for somebody, and maybe it's not even a relationship. It's just some girl who's like being a little bit consistent with them, and they'll drop everything. You won't fucking hear from them for months, and then when it all goes bad, all of a sudden they want to talk to you. All of a sudden they want to hang out with you. It's like, no, like, neutralize.
And like, I'm not trying to be an asshole by saying no to that, but like, especially when you've helped this person get through something similar before, and it's like, by me helping you, it took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
And I'm just not doing it, dude. I'm not doing it again. I've done it once. You didn't learn, and that's on you. And
I will say, females aren't going to respect you when they see you doing that. Maybe they're not going to say it. They're not going to say it. And maybe they'll feel a little validated. They're not going to respect you for that, because then they're going to think like, well, is this guy really that cool? Is he really that interesting? Like, all he does is want to be around me. All he does is hit up me all day. Where are his friends? Where are his activities? Where are all that? So like, you gotta portion you gotta have the same amount of liquid in each cup. You can't have it all. Like, guys think just because I'm funny, I'm gonna get girls. Just because I go to the gym, I'm gonna get girls. It's like, no, gotta have a decent personality. Don't be a fat slob. Have a sense of humor. Have a decent. Be making a decent living. Like, no, just because you're rich, just because you're funny. It's like, no, like, there's guys that I know that are like, oh, I go to the gym. Oh, everybody's gonna like me. And it's like, no, they're not, because they're just gonna think you're weird. No. Like,
going to the gym, you get more compliments from other men.
Yeah.
Than you do when you post these pictures on Facebook, and like the expectation is, oh wow, look at him. The reality is, yo, you're looking good, king. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, if somebody sees you, especially a female, like outwardly, if she sees your whole thing on Instagram is the fucking gym, she's gonna think that's weird. Like, anyone that's like decent common sense is just gonna think that that's weird. Like, you gotta be a diversified investor in life.
Yes, and that's one thing I was gonna touch on, is like, oh shit, we have a comment. We have a comment. We have a comment. I don't think it's about getting compliments, but rather being healthier. No, I agree. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
But that's not how a large opportunity, not opportunity, a large section of men look at it. A lot of sections of men look at it as, I'm going to go to the gym so I can look better, so I can find a better woman.
Go on TikTok right now and type in gym talk. Tell me what you see, and then tell me if you don't cringe, because again, it is for health. That's what it should be for. It should be for mental health, physical health, all this. That's not what it's for. It's for, oh, I gotta get my protein and my energy drink and my creatine and my cut off tank top. Like, no, like, oh, everyone's gonna like me because I'm, I got my frame. It's like, no, like, go, like, again, like what we always talk about. When you're doing it for the wrong reason. Do everything in life like without expecting these amazing results. Just do it because it's part of the process. Yes. You know what I mean? Don't start a podcast or some sort of don't start a podcast or record music or whatever just for the sole goal of, I'm going to be a millionaire. Don't
do it for the right reasons. Do it because you love it. It's something you want to do.
Don't leave the retail world and get a better job in an office or some shit. It's like, oh, I'm going to have more money, but
and shout out to Liberty Twitcher here. Good point, but they're probably proud of themselves and want to brag about it. But it's still that secondary of their desire to just want to be healthier, I think. I don't know. And no, like, I largely agree with you, bro. I just think that, like, and this is just based off shit that both of us have seen, because for a lot of people who don't know, especially on TikTok, the algorithm goes off of what you're going through in life, what you're texting about, watching, searching, whatever. So I would see a lot of, oh, she broke my heart, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah. And like when we've both been through that period where we go through a little bit of hurt, and then that's your whole fucking algorithm on TikTok.
Yes.
And then it's like it'll be like this like dark lighting with a guy like doing squats, and it's like I never want to feel like I felt on that night.
Yeah,
you know?
right. I'll never feel this again. And he's like doing a squat and shit. Like, yeah.
I saw a really good point from a dude who I follow on Instagram. He's kind of like a cross between like a male improvement / like dating coach / what a pickup artist.
Yeah.
But he made a good point. And a lot of men go through this. You know, I went through it a little bit. You go through like 3 phases as a man. You go through the first one, you get hurt, you get your heart broken, and you're sad about it for a long time. Then you go through your super toxic Andrew Tate. Yes. I don't need anybody. I need money. I don't need a girl. I don't need anyone. And then you get over that, and you get to the point where you're like, you're open to dating and relationship stuff, and you take everything with a grain of salt. You go, oh, this could be amazing. I could marry this person. Or it could blow up in my face fucking tomorrow.
Because you sit there and you go, oh, fuck, I've been here before.
Yeah. And you sort of, you don't, it's not that like you don't have feelings or anything, but it's like you take everything with a grain of salt. Oh, this could go amazing. It could go terrible. Either way, I'm straight because I got all these other things going for me.
We have a couple more comments here from also Liberty Twitcher. Thank you for being so active today.
Yeah, I appreciate the engagement. We usually don't get it unless it's
unless it's Jake Young, call me a Nazi. For example, I just saw the latest video of Lenny Kravitz. He appears nude in the video, and he's 60. He obviously rightfully is mega proud that he's redefined being 60. And heck, if I looked like that, I'd brag about it too. He worked his ass off to stay that fit. And I agree. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Do it for you. Lenny Kravitz has no reason to fucking hop on Instagram and post pictures like that to try to get chicks. He's doing it because he is showing off that hard work pays off.
You should do things again for yourself, and meeting girls that like you to date or making more money or whatever. Those are all just things that come with it. It's like walking down say it's like an Easter egg hunt. You pick things up along the way. If you just do things for this one straight laser beam reason, you're going to get very let down.
Yeah, and he says, in fact, he admits that he's celibate. So that proves my point right there. He's not doing it to try to fuck some 26-year-old groupie. He's doing it for him. So, you know.
And another thing, I just thought of this. All these fucking guys, there's literally like these like fitness courses, whatever.
Yeah.
And you can find fitness shit online for free if you look hard enough. Meal plans, all that stuff. There's these fitness coaches out there that charge $1,000 for them to come up with some meal plan or something for you. Then there's of course the stupid like Hustlers University, the Andrew Tate shit, and then there's other ones that are like $40-$50 a month where like they literally like teach you how to supposedly make your dating app profile pics more appealing. I'm like, bro, like I saw this guy talk about that, for example. He's like, yeah, like if you got to look cool on your dating app and your profile pictures, like you got to be like taking cool pictures at the amusement park. Like go take some pictures by some sports cars. I'm like, but they're not your fucking sports cars.
Yeah,
Wait to fake it till you make it.
It's all an illusion and it's all a lie. It's male makeup is what it is.
I don't exaggerate anything in my life, and I'm like, this is me, and I'm pretty stable.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I'm pretty stable, but I'm always a work in progress.
Yeah,
as anyone should be.
Yes,
and that's absolutely me, and I'm not exaggerating anything. And if you love me for that, great. And if you don't, fair enough.
Yeah. Which what we were just talking about led me into a story that we wanted to get into when it came to the personal trainer workout kind of thing. And it also covers too, because it's talking about the stepdaddy issue here too. So let me go ahead and pull up the story here. I'm going to share my screen here, and let's see. So I found something here. Let me see if it pops up here. Okay. Oh, wait. Wrong one. Let me stop that. All right, let's see. Share screen, window. Where are you at here? Where'd you go? Oh, I think I closed out of it. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's see. So this is going to cover both of those. If I can find it. What the fuck are you here, dude? Let's see. It's gonna do it. It's gonna show it. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So this covers both ends of this here. So me and Jack sometimes make jokes and stuff about the state of men and women, really, marriage in general. And I stumbled upon this gem yesterday. Shout out to Bad Billy Pratt on Twitter. He supplies a lot of these, but this was one that I just couldn't pass up. This was a post on our marriage on Reddit, and it reads that my wife just told me my son isn't really mine. Now, the title alone is devastating.
Of course. And it's funny. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm sure you've watched Maury 100 times.
Yeah.
It's funny, there's always the ones who, jump up and dance when they're not the father.
Yeah.
But like one every 50 episodes, there would be the guy who like really loves this kid.
Yeah.
And then they find out they're not the father and they're just fucking devastated.
Yeah. Like in tears and shit, dude. Yeah. So I feel I normally I fucking laugh at shit like this. This one really I don't find it funny. So he says here, and I'm pretty sure that me and you specifically and a lot of men can relate to this, because the reason that a lot of us read this is to clown on guys. But I've always read posts similar to this and thought, woo, I'm glad that's not me. And now it is. So him, 44 years old, male, and his wife, 41, female, have been together for 12 years and have a 2.5-year-old boy who is amazing. After some suspicious behavior, I start asking some questions, and finally she comes clean and says that he isn't mine. Now, divorce is obviously on the table here. Good for you, buddy. Congratulations. I feel like a glorified babysitter, which you should. Again, congratulations to you. But I just don't know if I can afford to move out and live on my own after just buying a house together. Like, what shitty
That's
time.
fucking brutal.
Yeah.
If you're renting an apartment together, but that's fucking brutal.
Yeah, and then the real father is her trainer from the gym.
There you go. That happens.
And he goes on to say, what a fucking cliche. And he also lives in another state now. I feel so lost. Buddy, my heart goes out to you, dude. It really fucking does.
I know of some relationships personally that were multi-year relationships that were thrown away because because one partner, one of the two people flew to Chicago.
Wow.
To go fuck some guy they met. It's like, bro, do you think the guy's gonna make you move in with him and shit? Like, you don't even know. And it's crazy to me that I know of multiple things like this where marriages were thrown away because they went and visited some dude they met online in Texas, and they live.
I've lived it.
I've fucking insane, and it's not right anyway. But like when you have kids and shit involved,
I can't even grandstand right now. I'll I'll out myself here for a second. When I was kind of new on Twitter, about 2-3 years into Twitter, I met this girl, and she was like completely obsessed with me. I was 23 at the time, and she was married and had a kid, and it was a long distance thing for a pretty long time. And she eventually flew out here, and Instagram had just started popping off, but we weren't aware that we were being watched on Instagram. So we were posting pictures together on Instagram because Instagram was still fairly new, and you needed an iPhone. Like, do you remember that when Instagram?
You needed. So I didn't have an iPhone until I graduated, but you needed an iPhone or an iPad.
Yes, yeah. So you needed an Apple product. So everyone in her circle, as far as we knew, had an Android. So I thought it was safe for us to post pictures and shit like that. And come to find out, it wasn't, because her husband's sister found some shit about us and told her husband, and it ended up leading to a divorce from that. So I'm not really the best person to speak on this as a willing participant of something like this, but I'm a different person now. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I was taken advantage of in a way because I was younger and she was older.
How was the age difference again?
I was 23, and I mean, it wasn't huge. I was 22 and she was 29. But when you're 22 and you're looking at a chick that's that older, you're like, oh, I'm the man, dude. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? And I caused the fucking divorce. Shit, dude, I'm living.
Yeah,
dude.
And now, yeah, like it's funny, like, you know, again, like when you're 20 or 21 and single, and some girl with a fucking boyfriend in her picture hits you up, and you're like, oh, I'm the fucking man. She's got a boyfriend. She's hitting me up, and now it's like just thinking about the concept of it. It's like, nah, that's fucked up, because like I don't know, like just for example, like let's just theoretically speaking, I don't know the guy, but like I don't know the guy, but I care about his mental health. Even if the guy's cool.
That and it's also about content of character, because if you're willing to do it to him, you're gonna do it to me.
It's only a matter of time. Yeah. That's why, like, I could say to all men, like, if you were to ever get cheated on, I promise you the guy she cheats on you with, he might be winning for a month or two, but it's gonna happen to him too in a couple months, because she's gonna go do it to the next dude that gives her attention.
A lot of it that's fucked up is that the dude that's doing the cheating doesn't know that she has a man.
A lot of the time, yeah. And another thing, you know, like we've talked about before, is that, like, if I were to be cheated on, I ain't gonna record it or like what all these people do. Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, all right, I'm gone, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But now dudes will shoot another dude over their cheating girlfriend.
Yeah, and you should be mad at her. Now, I'm not advocating to kill the bitch. I'm just saying that you should be mad at her. Your anger should be directed at her, not him.
Girls a lot of times will be like, oh, he kissed me, he did this, he did that. And I'm like, did he trip and fall onto you by accident? Like, no. Yeah. Like, you remember that. I had an experience myself with that when I was a little younger. Yeah. You know, when she was like, oh, he kissed me. And I was like,
yeah. But you also allowed him to kiss you.
Yeah.
You didn't back away. You know, and then a lot of times alcohol is involved, because that's like the I wouldn't say confidence juice, but it's the it'll ease it up a little bit.
Takes the rationality out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why drinks are involved many times when shit like that happens. Shit. Okay. So that leads us into the stepdad situation, and how that there are differences between them both. All right. Again, not naming names here, but me and you know who we're talking about. But there's a difference between raising, I wouldn't say raising, but being involved with a girl who has a child or children.
Let's think about concept here. Let's say
Yeah.
you're a guy,
Mm-hmm.
you're single, you go date some people, you meet a girl that you like that has a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And you start hitting it off and you develop a real relationship.
Yeah.
You're in their life. Maybe as just a step parent, and maybe their dad is in the picture, or maybe he's not. And then you have love for it and you raise it as your own. That is what we see as the right way. That's just one concept.
Yes.
Or there's another way. There could be like for example, my parents are divorced. My dad's been with the same lady for 14 years now. She has kids that are pretty much like me and my brother's age, like mid-20s, late 20s.
Yeah.
And we're not like, we don't consider them like stepbrothers, step-parents, whatever. But that's
right.
Like say like you got a divorce, she's divorced, and you both have kids. Like that's another way.
Yes. Now, the other end of it is that there's an entirely different way to go about it.
A way and a half.
Yeah. To where you are separated from somebody.
Yes.
And you guys are apart for a long time, or maybe not. Maybe you guys were apart for 2 years or something, right? And she goes off and has another kid. Now, to me, that's a death sentence when it comes to a relationship. I'm not raising
just any relationship. It doesn't even matter if you were married or if you were together for 6 months or if you have your own kid together from the prior, I mean, to me, I don't, me personally, I never go back. In the past, I've almost been duped into going back, but it's like, no, dude, like, it's typically like, what do you really think? Like, like, I don't know. That's just me. Like, I typically don't go back because I sit here and I think, was she sitting at home watching Netflix for the last 6 months? Fuck no. And that's nothing against a girl. I'm just saying,
And also, people grow and people change, but there are mistakes that you can't come back from.
Yeah, that's what I say all the time.
And a mistake that you can't come back from, it's not that you didn't see something in me at the time that we were together. The mistake is that you let some other dude ejaculate in you and produce a child that you raised together, and then things didn't work out, and then in the back of your mind you go, man, Joshua wasn't so bad, no, it just doesn't sit well with me, dude. It doesn't.
No.
But no, like you said, if you happen to meet a really nice, sweet, beautiful girl and she has a kid, people make mistakes, and again, you don't know her situation. You don't know if
I'm not even saying that's a mistake. That's just,
Right. Like, and you don't know her situation. She could have been abused and that was her way out. It took a while to happen. Maybe the guy was a piece of shit, whatever. But when you're making an active decision to fucking go out there and leave me and go fuck some guy and create a new life, and then you want to come back in my life with this kid and be like, hey, we can just act like we can just act like that he's ours. No, we can't. We can't actually. No, we can't. But that kind of sums that up, I guess. How about this? We'll touch briefly on sports here for a second, and then we can get into our main topic, which a lot of people agree with, is the holiday bullshit.
Yeah, in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I can show you the check I fucked up at Spirit Halloween yesterday.
Okay. So as far as the ALCS, is it over? Is it over?
What is it right now?
3-1 Yankees.
Back to New York, right?
There's one more in Cleveland tonight.
I think it's so. I think you hammer the last nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think it's over. And then the Mets showed me a lot last night. I mean,
I didn't see the game, but because I was busy. But
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dodgers fought back. They were down 8-2. It ended up 12-6. But one of my buddies made a good point to where that the Dodgers are the kind of team to where if they're down 8 runs, they're the type of dudes that are just like, yo, fuck it, we will get you tomorrow. They're not going to sit there and fucking.
That's kind of like in the playoffs last year when the Minnesota Timberwolves, when we got fucking embarrassed by the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
They gave us a fucking game. They gave us a game. We're like, dude, okay, you're still down 3-1. We'll fucking let one. We'll fucking lay an egg, and then we'll fucking run you out of the gym on the next one. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and actually, that's where the series was. It was 3-1 Dodgers Mets, and then the Mets, did what they did last night. But the way I see it, I don't think that had any effect on the Dodgers mindset at all.
Plus, I think last night was a bullpen game for the Dodgers, right?
So Walker Buehler started, but he didn't do very well. But for the most part, yeah, it did turn into
because they were talking on the post game the other night that like that game or the next one was scheduled as a bullpen game for the Dodgers, and that's why they were saying the Mets would still have a chance.
Let me see if I can pull up exactly what we got. Oh shit! They actually don't play again until Sunday. Shit. For the starters for Sunday, well, they're not even up yet. Oh wait, we got Manaea against Knack. So I don't know, man. The Mets have a pretty solid fucking starter going. I don't know too much about this Knack kid, but Manaea, he can get the job done. As far as pitching matchup tonight for the Yankee game, we got, let's see what we got here. We got Rendon against BB. So that's a toss-up. I just think our offense is really clicking. Yeah. I think that our offense is really clicking right now, and I don't think I just think it's over. It's over with.
Yeah, those back-to-back bombs on Thursday,
dude. That was one of the best. I'm not even joking. That was one of the best baseball games I've ever seen in my life. It had everything. It had everything. It had somewhat of a pitcher's duel to start, and then you had the clutch home runs from Judge and Stanton back to back, and then you had that massive, one of the best swings I've ever seen in my life, down to their final fucking out to tie it.
That's like when you see those October baseball montages, like it's games like that.
Yeah, easily top 10 baseball games that I've ever seen it. And that's not me being biased as a Yankee fan, because I should have been pissed about that game. Like, fuck, we lost. When the game was over, I immediately text you. I go, yo, I can't even be mad, dude.
Yeah.
That's what October baseball is about. This really is. So we can take a quick 10 here if you want to, and then we'll get into we'll get
into this holiday rant.
Yeah, and then also the
Halloween. We'll do a Spirit Halloween haul too,
and then the Liam Payne Leap of Faith we'll also get into, and we'll call it a day.
We will. All right, so we'll be back at 11:15 or my time 11:15.
Yeah. 10 minutes. We'll be here at 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 U. All right.
All right. Cool.
All right. We will return. Give me one moment here.
Now you get into the red zone.
Oh shit. Okay. All right, I fucks with it.
Yeah. One of the things I got last night, some Misfits mask. Basically for novelty.
So is that going to be your costume, or was that just like a?
Honestly, I'm just a fan of the Misfits, so it was like $16, and I had a coupon, so I got that, and then I got this fucking Halloween cup.
Oh, yo, that's fire!
And then I didn't buy much stuff. I just I got these 2 coffee mugs. I got this one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they wrapped this one up like crazy. I got this one. It's Freddy Krueger's head.
Oh, yeah, that's ill. I like that.
And then the last one I got was we talked about this is on my Terrifying 20.
Yeah.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You fuck with that movie, Taiwan? The Killer Clowns Outer Space. Oh, me neither. Maybe we can watch it tonight.
Yeah,
but
on some free streaming app.
Ollie, stop begging. Ollie really likes Taiwan for some reason. I don't know why.
That's good.
Yeah. Before we do get into the one thing, I did want to. I forgot about something that we found last night about the a gentleman in California happened to stumble across some mail-in ballots stuffed in a storm drain. Yeah. So let's get into this here, and then
that I love, like some of the things about Trump is just like the fucking phrase, like the words he uses. Like I'll never forget the debate in 2020 when he kept saying he didn't say like garbage cans. He was like, and they found the thousands of ballots in waste paper baskets, not garbage. He just kept saying waste paper baskets.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let me pull this up here. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see if it gets up on the screen here. Okay, all right, here we go. It'll load for him. Okay, so Sierra Madre man discovers stacks of mail-in ballots in storm drain. A Sierra Madre man said he found a stack of election ballots stuffed inside of a storm drain. He's now speaking out about the discovery. Jay Sinise was doing some landscaping work.
It's stuck at the top.
Go ahead.
It's stuck at the top.
Oh, wait. I think I know why. Hold on. Give me a second here.
I just wanted to read along with it. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe it's this one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, I have the right one now. Okay, it's showing correctly now, right?
It's still loading, but it'll come up in just a second. Right, scroll down. Okay, we're good now.
All right, so
wait, go back down.
Sierra Madre man discovers stack of mail-in ballots in a storm drain. A Sierra Madre man says he found a stack of election ballots stuffed inside of a storm drain, and he's now speaking out about the discovery. Jay Sinise was doing some landscaping work at his home Saturday when he saw something strange in the storm drain next to his house. Nearly a dozen mail-in ballots. He said he got his hands.
Yeah, go ahead. I guess I'll just have my answered question. Well, I'll have my question answered when we finish reading this, because the article will probably answer my question.
Okay. He said he got on his hands and knees and started scooping them out and noticed the addresses were from his Arcadia neighbors a block away. We're trained to keep stuff out of the storm drain, so I just pull a bunch of junk mail, and Ralph's ads and all these ballots were mixed in with the junk mail. Of course, they caught my attention because we're seeing on TV about all of the care being taken to prevent fraud and misuse of ballots. It seemed a strange place for ballots to be. Yeah, buddy, I think I would agree with you on that one. He says that he tried to return them to the nearby post office, but they were already closed. His guess is someone went around the neighborhood opening up the mailboxes and emptying them. What the thieves didn't want, they dumped into the storm drain. He shared with Eyewitness News that he doesn't receive a lot of mail. He said for him, it's safer. I'm one of those people who's got almost everything coming in paperless. I don't get a lot of personal mail. The only thing I get these days might be a replacement credit card or something. That pretty much is the story.
These weren't like filled out ballots, right? These are just like new ballots for the election coming.
No. Yeah. So basically, it reads to me like that they were preventing people from trying to vote. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and with the overwhelming support of Trump, that can do some damage. But the one good thing is that, like, Republicans, I'm not sure if you know this, but Republicans don't really do the early voting. Republicans vote on election day. We show up and do it that day.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, there's less fraud that way.
Yeah.
You don't have an opportunity to fucking, fuck with my paper ballot that I mailed in.
Yeah.
If I'm there in person,
shit gets lost in the mail all the time too. So
yeah, that too. So all these people, and then like all these people that fight for the mail-in ballot, like there are certain circumstances where mail-in ballots are required. Like, for example, service members, people overseas, obviously they can't vote because they're not here.
Yeah.
So like that, it has to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since COVID, it's been taken advantage of, and it gives them a way to go, okay, this is the amount that we need in order to fucking to overtake the number of people who voted in person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely something to keep an eye on as we are 2 weeks out from the very big election show. I'm not going to spoil the guests that we have, but we do have some really big stuff coming for that one. That's be a game-changing episode. So
be prepared.
Yes.
Get your mail-in ballots in ahead of time. So you can
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the polls will already be closed by then, so.
Yeah. So that's going to be the fun part about it, is that by the time that we're live, we're going to see results coming in as the night progresses. So it's going to be really fun.
We got to take a bet on if we're actually getting a winner by about midnight Eastern.
So take it with a grain of salt because, like I said, Trump is leading. Like right now, obviously, it doesn't really mean much because we're not there yet. But the head of the RNC said to fully expect a winner on election night is what he said. So that remains to be seen. We'll see how that goes. But
what did he say? What did he say?
He said, "Well, it's not going to be that black dude." So
I like pain. I like pain.
Oh, sorry. He said, "Well, it's not going to be that black bitch," is what he said. So,
I like pain. Pain is my game.
That's right, Taiwan. I like pain.
Just don't get hit with any bottles.
Yeah, and try not to assault anybody. All right. What do we have to get into here?
The holiday we were doing the holidays.
Yes. So, would you rather end with the? Actually, let's end with the morbid Liam Payne thing, and
it can be like a Jerry Springer final thoughts thing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I feel like that this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but everyone feels it, right?
Yeah.
I'm so tired, and this isn't a new thing. This has been going on for a long time, but I'm so fucking sick and tired of these stores rushing the holidays.
Yeah, I went to Target on Tuesday, and they had this like end cap that had been like all Halloween like cups and mugs and shit. And I saw some I liked, and I was gonna go back like when I could and get them. I went there on Tuesday again, and they're all fucking Christmas mugs now.
Yeah.
And that was October 15th.
Bro, that's what? More than 2 months out?
Yeah. Same thing for like Walmart and shit. Like the Christmas stuff was already in like September. So Halloween starts in August.
Right.
Christmas starts in October.
Yeah. And then you get bombarded, right? Because you got Christmas, and then there's going to be like a whole bunch of fucking shit. So you're going to get Christmas, you're going to get New Year's, you're going to get Valentine's Day all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. And Thanksgiving is completely skipped over. And
people like, can we kind of enjoy Thanksgiving for like, I'm pretty sure during the Thursday night football game, I already saw a fucking Christmas commercial. Yeah,
it's nuts. And I do a lot of walking around my neighborhood, and everyone, for the most part, really, really goes hard for Halloween, as they should. Halloween is a great holiday.
Your area gives some Haddonfield vibes for sure.
Yeah, it does. It's a really nice place. And there's only one house, and they get my utmost respect, dude. There's one house that does celebrate for Thanksgiving. Like they'll have giant turkeys outside.
I think I've seen Thanksgiving decorations like once. It was like a fucking inflatable turkey or something.
Yeah, but like not on the level of Halloween and Christmas.
You know what's crazy is I don't think I've seen like a single Halloween commercial this year. Remember those like Reese's and fucking M&M commercials used to play? Yeah. I don't think like literally I'll turn on like a 80s compilation of Halloween commercials. Yeah. Like we just don't fucking have that anymore. It's like kind of like what I talked about. Like the one thing I miss about like just legit cable TV before everything was a streaming app is like, oh, Halloween is on at 7 on AMC, so I gotta record it then. It's like the only thing I kind of miss. And I just like last night I was in Tri-Cities, which is like an hour away from here. And it was like the first Halloween decorations I've fucking seen. I haven't even seen any like around Yakima. And another thing, when I was a kid, we trick-or-treated in the vicinity of where I live. We walked quite a ways, but that was it. Like I've lived in these apartments since September of last year. There wasn't, and like, okay, when I was a kid, I lived in an apartment while our house was getting built for like a year, 6 months. And we went trick-or-treating while we lived in apartments. And I lived here for a year. There's kids and shit, like enough. There wasn't one trick-or-treater here last year. And I'm like, so all they do is just drive kids to like the upscale neighborhoods and trick-or-treat there. Like,
and now
it's really used to be fucking walking.
Now they do this corny shit called trunk or treat.
Yeah, at churches or schools or like businesses and shit.
Yeah. And like I kind of get it,
It's safer, I guess.
I feel like it's really overblown to where like no one's gonna kidnap your fucking kid. Like, number one, who the fuck sends your kid out alone?
Yeah, I never went alone till I was like a teenager.
Right.
And then I only went fucking 20 minutes from my house. I walked, but still. It was like, because like you see in the movies, you see in like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and all these old movies, they're walking to the houses. Now, all these entitled ass little kids, their parents drive them to the upscale neighborhoods where the fucking mansions are, and that's all they do. I'm like, where's the thrill in that? Just being basically Ubered around to these neighborhoods.
And
it used to be about walking with your friends and running into people you knew from the neighborhood or from school and all this shit. And like, you know, like now it's like, oh, it's just basically this, all these, you get Ubered around to shit. Like that's just,
and it takes the adventure out of it because like, you used to be able, like Halloween, at least in my area, it'll be Halloween, but it'll also be mischief night to where, like, you know, you can kind of like, you know, do some wild shit, egg a house, toilet paper, some shit. You know what I mean? That freedom has been taken away because now you're being chaperoned by your fucking parents.
Yeah, I feel like every kid's an iPad now. Every kid's an iPad kid now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's funny is I used to go ding dong ditching like when I was a kid, and we'd just run away and hide. And I would be like so scared that they were gonna call the police. But I'm like, if I ran away, I didn't go away in a car, so they're not gonna the police aren't really gonna do anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, what's the worst thing you did? Rang a doorbell and ran.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's like trespassing, but
see, like, but at that age, and this is what I mean about like the whole mischief night thing. At that age, it was the thrill.
Yeah.
It was like you felt like that you were getting away.
It was that like non-violent, non-dangerous adrenaline.
Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's missing, dude. And it could be part of a larger issue of why kids aren't kids anymore. Like if you look at everything that's been taken away and lost from them and why they're all the same, we're not giving them any options to be any different.
Yeah, we're not. It's just a fucking iPad and an iPhone from birth.
Yeah. It's like, you know, oh, my kid's acting up here. Go watch Coco Melon on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, right.
You know, I just don't. And then also, Thanksgiving is just largely disrespected as a holiday. It's my favorite holiday. It really is. What it represents, you know, you see people that you normally don't see throughout the year, and you're sitting down, you have a great meal, you watch football, you have a couple drinks, and you know, it's nice. It's a nice thing.
And you get extra days off of work. So.
Yeah, and it's the polar opposite of Christmas because you don't need a gift. The gift is
the gift
meal.
Is your presence.
Right. For Thanksgiving, the gift is the meal and spending time with each other.
Yeah.
And Christmas, thing, like, you know, Christmas, like I'm at the age I don't expect shit for Christmas.
I don't either. It's kind of more like it's just like the thought that counts. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't care if you spend $5 or $100 on me. Like I just like, yeah, I don't trick or treat anymore either. But like, I mean, my apartment's small, so I can't decorate that much.
I don't even get trick or treaters, so I've stopped buying candy. Like I might buy like one bag just in case, but you're lucky if I get 2 or 3 trick or treaters. When back in the day, it was nonstop, dude. Like as soon as the fucking sun started going down, you'd see him walking up and down the street, and you know,
even before the sun went down, honestly.
Yeah. It used to be a big deal, dude. It really did.
I miss it. I remember like I'd be so ready to go, and then my parents were like, "We have to eat dinner first," and I'd be like, you know, you used to be so anxious and ready, and like it was so organic because it's such a simple concept. Is you buy a costume or a mask or whatever the fuck, and you go and walk around and get candy.
The worst shit though was when I would, and because Halloween is for the kids, right? Yeah. The worst shit I ever seen and would experience is you got some grown ass fucking man and his girlfriend, like fucking 18, 19 years old, knocking at my door asking for fucking candy. Yeah. Take your fucking ass to Rite Aid, buy a bag of candy.
You know what used to pitch? So when I worked at the mall a couple years ago on Halloween, some of the stores would just like they'd encourage it, but they wouldn't they would encourage it, but they wouldn't force it. Like the mall management, where they'd be like, "Oh, if you want to hand out candy to kids on Halloween, great." So like, I think 3 years ago on Halloween when the Vikings played the Cowboys on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So I worked like that afternoon at the mall, and I remember it's busy as fuck on a Sunday, and all these people keep coming in asking if I have fucking candy. I'm like, dude, I'm busy as fuck. Like, and then I remember this one late. I was like, no, I don't have candy. I didn't buy any because I forgot or something.
Yeah,
She's like, oh, boo. I'm like, bitch, go to Rite Aid outside in the parking lot and buy candy. Like, why should I have to buy my own candy to give to you while I'm at fucking work?
Yeah. So I'm here making a living, and I have to also spend the money I'm earning on you.
Because they didn't like supply it for us or anything.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of like the teacher situation. I wish I would have known that growing up, because I used to like pick on, like, they'd be like, oh, let's have a pizza party, and then you get like these little small slivers of pizza and like, this cheap soda. But I never realized that that's coming out of their own pocket, dude.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on, wait. We have some more. We have some more here.
We got 10 people.
I grew up in California, and the street bums would be trick-or-treating, and they'd try and pass. It's sad, brothers. It's so different now. It really is, man. It is, dude. And honestly, I don't think it's coming back. Just because of society with the stranger danger thing,
Yeah, like I'll just go on TikTok and just type in like Halloween nostalgia. It's like, remember you used to like get those Pillsbury like cookie dough with like the bottom and shit.
That's another thing too. Yeah. Like, you don't even see that anymore.
You don't like, you should go to the store. Like, I mean, I still do, but it's just not what it used to be. And I don't think it's just because I'm older.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's like
is gone.
Kids just don't care. Kids care about a fucking iPad and Prime, and that's it.
Yeah. The vibe, for whatever. I'm not sure what caused the shift, but
I think obviously the pandemic, but I think it was going on before that anyway.
Yeah, it was. Even before that, dude. It was just like it just. I don't know if it was a funny thing.
Kids just don't play. Like, it's crazy. Like, when I was a kid, like, we'd fucking play baseball and ride bikes and all this shit. Yeah. And like, my mom lives in a pretty big neighborhood, and I was still living there till last year, and like, you don't see kids out that much, like, ever. When I was a kid, I had a basketball hoop, like, we played baseball, all this shit. Like, you just do not see it ever.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, and I was getting out of school, you could see the kids like just getting ready, like walking around, not necessarily with like a bag, but just like showing off their costume, hanging out with their friends and stuff like that. And it just added something special, and it's gone now, so shit. I guess the only thing we got left is the
Swanton bomb.
Taiwan fell asleep again and his phone's ringing.
Of course.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I will mute this and fix it.
It's done. We got Liam Payne doing the Swanton bomb. Hey, your mic.
Okay, all right, we're back.
Liam Payne took watching wrestling too seriously.
I didn't know that he had a match against Kurt Angle and beat him.
Jeff Hardy?
No, Liam Payne did.
On what?
So apparently they had this One Direction festival towards the end of Kurt's career, and they were making big money at that time, and so Liam Payne dressed it up like a lucha. So it wasn't actually him. Well, it was, but he had like a costume on. But it was him against Kurt Angle, and Kurt put him over, man.
Was that before he came back to WWE?
Yeah. It was
mid 2010s then.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the clip
because One Direction was popular like 2012 to like 2015.
Yeah. So I think Kurt needed to check, and who knows, maybe he likes One Direction. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
Kurt did do some indie shit between TNA and WWE. I know he
Yeah.
had a match. I'm pretty sure he had a match with Will Ospreay, and it was like some random like one-off indie show.
Wow. Kurt, his career, and we're getting way off path here, but Kurt's career, he put something out saying that he don't think that he's the greatest of all time because he didn't put the work in to do it. Well, let me tell you this, Kurt, and you're a very humble guy, but to me, you are my GOAT, dude, because for what you did do in the time that you did it, blew anything the fuck away I've ever seen. You've never had a bad match. You
Kurt
pulled
Angle
a match out of Mark Henry and fucking Viscera and fucking Rikishi. Like,
Chris Benoit.
yeah, I can't name a fucking bad Kurt Angle match, dude. I can't do it.
Young John Cena.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I feel like that he's being a very humble guy, and I understand where he's coming from when he says, that he didn't put the work in, like years wise, like he didn't have 20 years in the industry like Shawn Michaels or whatever. So I get where he's coming from, but within that decade or so, nobody was better. Nobody was better, dude.
When I met him, I had him sign an action figure, and I told him, I said, "Hey, can you write along with your signature? Can you write your mother taught me how on it?" ECW One Night Stand, and he goes like this. I really said that, huh?
He's probably perked up, dude. He had no idea.
It was when I went to Royal Rumble Access. So it was only like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was perked up anymore.
Oh no! I mean when he said it.
Yeah. When he did that. Yeah. You suck dick. You suck dick. Your mother taught me how.
Yeah. I think that he was definitely vibing. I think.
So before skidding too off topic on Liam Payne.
Yeah. So before we get into this, did you see the hotel photos?
You sent me them.
Okay. So should I show them? I'm pretty sure everyone's seen them.
Yeah, with the drug paraphernalia and everything.
Yeah, and like the Smash TV and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So as someone who's, every man listening to this can probably relate to an extent, but when you're trying to fix something with somebody or you're having an argument with someone that you love and they say something that cuts very deeply to you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the thought goes through your mind that I'm going to fucking jump head first off of a fucking, 3-story building. Yeah. But I get it to the point to where, oh wait, we have something about Kurt here. Give me 1 second here. Kurt was such a natural, and I've never seen such a natural at it. I agree. That dude just got it. He just got it as soon as he stopped. As soon as he stepped in, he just 100%.
Can't say the same about another Olympic wrestler, Gable Steveson.
No, we can't. And man, were they hyping him up to be him? And you know what? One last thing before we get into the Liam Payne thing. Stop trying to fucking make someone the next someone. And
make them. You're supposed to be the first and last of your kind.
Yeah. Like take the elements of there's a saying. I might fuck it up here, but basically what it says is that good artists borrow, great artists steal.
Yeah.
And if something is, if I see something's working and I feel like I can do it better, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But as far as the Liam Payne thing goes, I don't know this for sure, but this is how I see how it went down. There was an argument had, and she said something that cut really deep to him, and he was obviously high on drugs from what people were saying. I don't know what those were, but she said something that really fucking cut him pretty deep, and I think he just made a split second decision.
Yeah, that's what they say about suicide. It's a bad decision on a bad day.
Yeah, one that you can't take back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm sure he knew that, in that moment. I always wonder though, especially when someone goes out that way, because like if you shoot yourself in the head or something, there's no second thought and there's no remorse there. It's over.
It's fucking like a fucking
Okay.
light switch.
Right. I just feel like when you jump and like it's going through your mind, like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like there's no turning back from that.
That's got to be so horrible. Like, there's a fucking like canyon not too far from here. Like a lot of people have fucking jumped.
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst way to die because your bones just fucking. You don't die when you hit the ground. Like you're gonna be alive for a minute or two.
Well, and also that smack that you hear.
Yeah.
That's I mean, part of it is impact, but the bigger part of it is your organs explode.
Yeah. And like people jump off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Someone who is actually like a friend of a friend told me that like there's a documentary about it.
There is.
And like what happens because it's such a high jump, and so when you fucking hit the water, the water like goes up your asshole. And like,
dude,
it's a really painful death. It's an extremely painful death, even more than what it seems like on the surface.
No, because it feels like concrete.
Yeah,
because of the distance. Like I understand it's water, but from the distance and then the velocity, it doesn't matter, dude. Like you're just it's over. But that documentary, it's called The Bridge. If you've never seen it. But the one thing I like about it is they talk to people who survived it.
Yeah, and then those people, I believe, they say as they're fucking free falling, they regret it. Yeah,
the most powerful thing that they say is that while they're in the air, like seeing this, like their vision is showing them going down.
Yeah,
that. Every thought that runs through their mind goes, my problems are not that bad.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate, dude. But, it just goes to show, money is not everything.
It's not. It's not.
And
it's like I said on text the other day, like everybody wants fame and fortune and all that shit. But it's like, I sometimes think like, athletes, actors, like, what it must feel like to have a bazillion people on X or on whatever saying you suck.
Yeah.
Saying you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You get mad when like, think about when like some shit got out about you that wasn't true, but 5 people knew about it, like how fucking irked you probably were. Yeah. And they deal with that times a million. And like then it kind of makes you think like, is it really worth it? And like a lot of times no. And like that's kind of what the movie Eyes Wide Shut shows, is like you can have the fame and fortune, but it will cost you everything in your soul.
Yeah, and like before we do sign off here, right? That's something that needs to be taken into account because, like I said, everybody wants that life, and it does sound glamorous, and it is, and one of the big reasons that I'm into writing, and you even agree with me on this, I want the life. I don't want the fame. I don't want the recognition.
I just want the lifestyle.
Just let me play the background, because for the most part, writers get left alone.
Yeah.
Like if a movie sucks, the actor gets shit, which is not okay. I'm just saying. But the dude who wrote the movie, they don't fuck with you.
No.
It's fucking, man, Joaquin Phoenix, you really fucking dropped a dud, buddy.
Exactly. It's not the producers, it's not the script writers, it's not any of that. They're like the scapegoat.
Yeah. So give me control of everything else.
Figuratively, give me the work behind the camera.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that text I sent you yesterday, I think it was. I like to be in control of things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like, this is different. This is me and you just bullshitting. this is and if it does, extend to something way bigger, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But still, we're not creating multi-million-dollar fucking projects to where if it fails, that we
We're
feel
done.
like that we dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case for him. He was a popular guy.
Yeah, he was well liked. Yeah,
dude, beloved. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a woman in his age group that would not have fucked with that.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, exactly.
So it's not anything that he was struggling with in that area. It's just sometimes life will do that to you, man. It really will.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So we have we have 16 days until the election, which means that we have let's see,
Tuesday, Saturday. So we have 4 more shows until then.
4 more shows.
4 more. Yeah, 4 more.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 3 until Halloween. So it's only going to get better from here, guys. I feel like today was our best one. As far as viewership goes, we did have 12. Thank you all for spending, and this is a Saturday. Thank you all for spending a part of your Saturday with us, for real. You guys have no idea. And you guys stuck around. You didn't dip out on us, so I know it was entertaining. But Jack, it's been real, buddy. I will see you on Tuesday with some more talk and content and whatever's going on in the world.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Be safe.
Until next time.
As I always say, stay out of a cell. All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Bye.